This is Jonathan Agger, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by David Haye, courtesy of Highbet.co.uk. You're the brand ambassador for them, of course. First of all, how's everything going with Highbet?
Fantastic. Everything's going great. Looking forward to Saturday night's fight. We got ourselves, the first fight was amazing. Everyone got their money's worth. Everybody truly enjoyed that Benn Eubank magic, the magic of old. Who would have ever thought that their sons could generate even more amazing boxing vibes? They both really went at it, and it couldn't have went any better for a boxing fan. If you're a Benn fan or Eubank fan, you're going to be connected with this fight, and off the strength of their first fight, everyone's going to tell everyone, and it's going to sort of break records, and I cannot wait for it.
Before we get into Saturday's fight, I just want to talk to you about the news sort of overnight or last night. Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul finalising a deal, according to Ring Magazine. What was your first reaction when you saw that?
It was kind of disbelief. I heard it a couple of months ago. They were talking about different names, and AJ's name got brought up. I just thought it's not a serious proposition, but apparently it is. Apparently it's in advance to negotiations and discussions about the fight actually taking place. If it does, it's going to capture the imagination of the world. What possibly can Jake Paul do against a fully fledged former two-weight heavyweight champion of the world who isn't 58? He's in his prime. He's a young heavyweight, and he's ready to go. So I don't know what Jake Paul's strategy is going to be, but he's going to need to do something different than he's done in his previous 13 boxing matches.
We saw what AJ did to Francis Ngannou, 2 rounds it took him. Do you think Jake's got any more of a chance than Ngannou had?
I don't think so. Just by looking at the dimensions of Ngannou and watching how Ngannou had such a positive fight against Tyson Fury. I had him actually winning the fight. He got dropped in that fight, and he struggled heavily. And I put that down to Ngannou's will, his size. But AJ obviously understood that. When you're fighting someone so inexperienced in boxing, you don't give him any opportunity. You go out there and just zap him as quickly as possible, and just don't play that game. As Tyson Fury probably wanted to clown around and show how good he was, and just get him out of there. And that's what AJ did. And if this fight takes place, which people are saying it is, I see something very similar. I can't see how the fight goes into the third round.
I believe Derek said yesterday that he could see Jake leaving in an ambulance. Do you think it's that dangerous of a fight for Jake? I think this fight. If you get knocked out, there's one thing Ngannou getting knocked out with one shot. He's a big man. What is he? I don't know, 20 stone. He's an absolute monster. Jake Paul's a cruiserweight. He's a cruiserweight, and when you get hit by someone like Anthony Joshua, it's gonna put you out. And if you get put out, likelihood is you might need to go to the hospital to get a brain scan. Hopefully this isn't the case. He's not going to be dehydrated because it's a heavyweight. I think it'd be more of a quick explosive knockout versus a long sustained beating where the real sort of brain damage takes place. So maybe it's a good thing that the fight will be over quickly for Jake Paul, but it's a brave thing for him. Credit to him. If he is genuinely going to fight Anthony Joshua, mad respect, because on paper it looks terrible for him. It looks like it's a no-win situation. There's nothing he's done in any of his previous fights where you can say, well, if he does this, that's going to work against Anthony Joshua. I think Jake Paul's best shot bounces off Anthony Joshua, and I think the opposite isn't the case. I think AJ gets him out of there very, very comfortably. Obviously, Jake, stepping up to fight someone like AJ can only be commended, I guess. But
you've got to respect it. No matter, obviously, there's money involved, but irrespective, he doesn't have to fight Anthony Joshua. He can fight anybody. He's got every boxer going, I'll fight you. And somehow he's chose Anthony Joshua. Maybe I don't know. I can't see the angle. Normally, all of his fights have been very strategic, who he's fought. They've got good MMA records. But this is a legitimate top 10 heavyweight of today. And this doesn't make sense for him and for his health. It doesn't make sense. But the ball's on the guy to decide to fight someone like AJ, it has to be commended.
I saw Gareth A. Davis put out something on the Telegraph where he said he believes this fight can only wreck AJ's legacy. Do you look at it like that or not?
I think it's a footnote in his boxing record. After boxing for a couple of years, he then becomes the world amateur silver medalist champion. Then he gets a gold medal at the Olympics, British champion. He's done a two-time heavyweight champion. He's done what he needs to do, and I don't think him having a sort of it's not even, is it even going to be a professional boxing match, or is it going to be an exhibition? I don't know, but it's going to do no harm to him whatsoever. If anything, all of the hardcore boxing fans will want AJ to knock out Jake Paul, because they obviously, the purists don't like this YouTube crew, so they'd like the biggest one to get wiped out. So if anything, he will get a pat on the back from a lot of the hardcore boxing fans, and he'll get paid probably one of his highest paychecks ever. So it's I think it's a no-lose situation for Anthony Joshua. It's an easy night's work for a lot of profile.
Moving on to Saturday night, Eubank and Benn, the rematch. How do you think this one's going to go? First one was fight of the year, arguably. What are you thinking ahead of Saturday?
Yeah, the first fight, Benn, Eubank Jr. was, as good as it gets in terms of, how much both fighters wanted it. The legacy, the fact that Chris Eubank Sr. came in at the last minute was an added spice, that added bonus to the night, that it wouldn't have been the same without him. And I've never known a fight where someone else out who's not in the ring being part of it makes such a difference, but it really did. And everyone who was in the venue, everyone was in the arena, or stadium rather, they'll be itching to see some more of this. I want to see round 13 of Benn Eubank 2. It's going to be epic. I can't wait. Both fighters are going to be improved for sure. Conor, off the strength of first time fighting at middleweight, he's going to be improved. He understands what it's like. He's understand how to pace himself. He's felt Chris's power. He understands what it's all about. And Eubank Jr. He's gonna know now that it's a real fight. I think in the first fight, he didn't think that a welterweight would be able to hang with him like he did. I think he was surprised. I think I've seen an interview where he said he was genuinely surprised at the resilience. He thought Benn was going to quit, and Benn doesn't quit. His dad doesn't quit. He doesn't quit. They've got no quit, and they're just all about letting the bombs fly, particularly when they're hurt. So they're both personalities, both styles gel, just like their parents did, and that's why the legacy is so strong. So this is going to keep it going, and I feel Chris Eubank, the naturally bigger man, now that he's done the weight correctly. First time around, obviously missed the weight, so he didn't get it right. He's once again learnt a lesson. He's going to come through this time round. Physically, I think he'll be in a much better place for this rematch than he was in the first fight, and I definitely feel Chris Eubank is going to win this one on points, or potentially a late stoppage if Ben really pushes it. I think it will be potentially a late stoppage. The first fight in that last couple of rounds, it was Eubank Jr. was landing some big shots on Conor, and Conor showed amazing heart, grit, determination to sort of pull through and keep swinging himself. But I definitely think this time round, I think Conor's going to need to do something different. What he did was great, and he did well, but he's going to need to do something different. And I think after experiencing what he did the first time round, he'll come back with a new game plan and know about implementing it. Because I saw an interview with him when he was saying that he didn't quite follow whatever his game plan was. Now he knows if you don't follow the game plan, things don't go your way. So I see a new and improved version of both fighters, which is what we all want. We want this the best possible, high intense, high quality fight.
Just last one, David. December 20th, I don't know if you've thought about it at all. In Dubai, it's Andrew Tate making his Misfits debut. Just curious, your thoughts on, Andrew taking to boxing. I know he's done kickboxing.
Just like Jake Paul, just like KSI, Logan Paul, when those guys got into boxing, it stimulated
the boxing economy. More kids were tuning in who wouldn't ordinarily watch boxing. You know, just look at the views that just his interviews had in boxing channels, and they're higher than anybody else. People want to see it. People who aren't boxing fans will watch it because Andrew Tate's doing boxing now, and I think that's good for the sport. So the bigger personalities, the bigger names involved in boxing, in whatever capacity, it helps boxing. It shouldn't be a them and us. It should be, okay, they're all doing boxing. Kids are watching this. They want to be part of it in some way, shape or form. Maybe they want to go to Olympics. Maybe they want to be a Misfits heavyweight champion. Whatever it is, it's boxing, and it's good for the sport.
Absolutely. David, enjoy the fight on Saturday. I'm sure you have your bet on with highbet.co.uk. Check that link in the description. And look forward to catching up again soon. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.